Asuka and Shinji basically prove their ability to synchronize with each other, which is pretty cool. And hopefully indications towards good teamwork and things to come for them. We're at a point once again, which is where I felt like we've hit multiple times now, where things wrap up nicely from where the previous episode was, and now it makes me wonder what's going to happen. So it's one of those things where I almost don't suspect anything to occur, and I just assume we're gonna like almost restart something new, and I don't think there's other characters I'm not aware of, so I don't think we're gonna introduce somebody new, but maybe more so another force, maybe not like an abundance of angels occur or like appear. It might just be like more of a, so I don't know if we introduce a new angel and have it be like something so challenging that it mentally breaks some of our characters, or if we just deeper explore relationships and ability to kind of understand each other, and reasons for why we're kind of doing what we're doing, or how the positions and that stuff was kind of all set up, and you know the way that people are why they're doing the things that they're doing, right? And we explore a little bit more into that, or what the direction is that we kind of go there. I mean, I'm assuming we play a little bit more with Shinji's dad and Kaji and whatever the whole situation and everything that they're trying to set up is. So I have like an idea of the direction that we can go, but it's just like immediately I'm not certain the way that they decide to present. So I got actually no idea what's going to happen. So I'm excited for that. So hopefully you guys enjoy as well. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave any comments about this episode or series. Let's get going with episode 10. Wow. You're gonna be disappointed when you see his relationship more so with Masato.
中学生にはちょっと早すぎるんじゃないかな。
カジさん遅れてる。今時こんくらい当たり前よ。
He's an old man.
せっかくの修学旅行だもん。パーッと気分を解放しなきゃ。
修学旅行どこ？
沖縄。メニューにはね、
Beach episode.
スクーバーダイビングも入ってんの。
スクーバね。
Happened to the plot. I guess while we're there, we're gonna have an angel attack, right?
ねえ、カジさんは修学旅行どこ行ったの？
Man, go to school.
俺たちそんなのなかったんだ。
It's a big ass table, dude.
セカンドインパクトがあったから。
Yeah. And then based on the assumptions that you can make based on the timeline with his relationship and everything with Masato from the previous episode, it all kind of makes sense when it happened.
ちゃダメ？
What if something happens? You have to be on standby.
戦闘タイプだもの。そんなの聞いてないわよ。今言った。
She's just trying to live her life. Enjoy the youth.
作戦担当の私が決めた。
Ah, it's fucked up. Can we have our own like little trip around here then?
あんた、お茶なんかすすってないで、ちょっとなんか。
He's not really bothered. He doesn't like people.
男でしょ。
いや、僕は多分こういうことがあるんじゃないかと思って。
こればっかりは仕方ないわ。あなたたちが修学旅行に行っている間に首都の攻撃があるかもしれないでしょ。
I like how Pen's just here, you know? It's just a person.
守ることばっかし。たまには敵の居場所を突き止めて攻めに行ったらどうなの？それができればやってる。
Yeah, wait.
ま、二人ともこれをいい機
Use
会
your
だ
head
と
a
思わ
little,
なきゃ。
please.
クラスのみんなが修学旅行に行っている間、少しは勉強ができるでしょ。
No. They spent too much time last time together.
見せなきゃバレないと思ったら大間違いよ。あなたたちが学校のテストで何点取ったかなんて情報ぐらい筒抜けなんだから。バカみたい。学校の成績が何よ。
We're all gonna be dead soon anyways. It doesn't matter.
ここにいれば郷に従え。日本の学校にも慣れてちょうだい。
I'm just saying, back off on the grades, or I don't perform and I let you all die. Choose what you want.
何してんの？
理科の勉強。
Waste your time studying.
こんなこと言ったってやらなきゃいけないんだから。
じゃーん。沖縄
I bought it, I might as well.
ここで潜るの。
そう。
どれどれ何やってんの？ちょっと見せて。この程度の数式が解けないの？はい、できた。
Yeah, she's just like smart as hell.
どうしてこんな難しいのができて。
You gotta look at her eyes, bro, please.
書いてあるのかわかんなかったのよ。
それって日本語の説問が読めなかったってこと？
そう。まだ漢字全部覚えてないのよね。向こうの大学じゃ習ってなかったし。
大学？
あ、去年卒業し
What
た
the
の。
fuck?
幼稚なことやってるね。
Alright,
物
buddy.
のつまり、物ってのは温めれば膨らんで大きくなるし、冷やせば縮んで小さくなるってことじゃない。
そりゃそうだけど。 私の場合胸だけ温めれば少しはおっぱいが大きくなるのかな。
He's like, I don't even want to think about it.
見て見てシンジ。バックロールエントリー。
What the fuck is that?
これではよくわからんな。しかし浅間山地震研究所の報告通り、この影は気になります。
あと500お願いします。震度1200、耐圧隔壁に亀裂発生。
桂木さん
Trust
終
her.
われた
Just
らう
trust
ちで弁
her.
償します。あと
We've done enough risky things with her before and they've all worked out. You just gotta believe. Come on. Her job is on the line, though, if we're being real. No.
爆発しました。解析は
ギリギリで間に合いましたね。
Oh, never mind. We're good.
間違いない。使徒だわ。
It just looks like
研
Adam.
究所は完全閉鎖。
Looks like the
ネルフ
boy.
の管轄下となります。
こちらから撃って出るのか。
そうです。
ダメだ、危険すぎる。15年前を忘れたとは言わせんぞ。
これはチャンスなんです。これまで防戦一方だった我々が初めて攻勢に出るため。リスクが大きすぎるな。しかし生きた使徒のサンプル、その重要性はすでに承知のことだ。
Yeah.
失敗は許さん。
失敗か。
We don't
そ
do
の
that
時は
around
人
here.
類そのものが消えてしまうよ。
That's why I've been like so weird about like every time we have them come in, they're always just like complaining about that and budgets and stuff. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're all gonna die. Like if this doesn't work, like let them take the risk and do what they think can work here. Like what's the purpose of doing everything extremely safe and cautious? Like it's not gonna work out then. It hasn't worked before, no.
今回の作戦は使徒の捕獲を最優先とします。できうる限り原型をとどめ、生きたまま回収すること。
できなかった時は
即時殲滅。いいわね。はい。作戦担当者は
Right.
でもまた僕なんだろうな。
アスカ。
Oh.
2号機で担当して。
Oh.
こんなの楽勝じゃん。私は
We don't need you.
旅は規格外なのよ。
Okay,
レイト
good.
05機は本部での待機を命じます。
As always.
残念だったわね。
No, that's good. She doesn't really want to be involved.
出るわよ。支度して。
Move out. Shinji's like, huh. This is new for
耐
me.
熱仕様のプラグスーツといってもいつものと変わらないじゃない。
右のスイッチを押してみて。
何よこれ。
Oh, that's
2号機
funny.
の支度もできてる。
How do I deploy? Oh my god.
局地専用の D 型装備よ。
これが私の。
What did you do to it?
私降りる。こんなので人前に出
That's
たくない
funny.
わ。こういうのはシンジの方
This is perfect for
こいつ
him.
は残念だな。アスカの勇姿が見れると思ってたんだけどな。
でもこんな高いの着てカジさんの前に出る勇気なんて。私が2号機で出るわ。
Mmm.
あなたには
Dare
私の
steal it
2
from
号機に
her.
触ってほしくないの。
Well, then stop bitching. I can't take you serious on that.
カジさんは
あのバカは来ないわよ。仕事ないもの。
せっかくカジさんにもいいとこ見せよう。
But now he doesn't have to see you in this form either, so like there's some good and bad things, I guess.
には原子さんの凍結も含まれているわ。
お困りの方もさぞ多いでしょうな。
なぜ止めなかったの？
理由がありませんよ。発令は正式なものです。
でもネルフの失敗は世界の破滅を意味するのよ。
彼らはそんなに傲慢ではありませんよ。
この作戦が終わるまでね。
手伝ってくれるの？
No, really.
あ
Yeah.
します私たちが失敗した時のね。
どういうこと？
使徒を N2 爆雷で熱処理するのよ。私たちごとね。
だい。
We're just gonna blow this bitch up.
理解司令よ。
Yep. More examples of seeing Shinji and his father never on the same page, huh? Let's go, Asuka. Good luck. In your big old spacesuit.
熱そう。
Wow. This just seems like it's gonna be so fun, but it probably won't be.
に入ります。
見て見てシンジジャイアントストロングエナジーYはゼロ何もわかんないかCT モニターに切り替えます
See a little bit.
これでも透明度120か
550。600。
This could be bad. Like, really bad, actually. I wasn't even thinking about it.
安全深度オーバー。深度1300。目標予測地点です。
I'm nervous.
アスカ、何か見える？
No.
反応なしいないわ
およろしく。
Straight death wish here. Well, I guess it makes more sense why we probably sent her as opposed to Shinji.
限界深度オーバー。目標とまだ接触していないわ。
Yeah, but we're gonna fucking die, Masato. I was on their side earlier, or I was on your side earlier, but I don't know now.
近くにいい温泉があるわ。終わったら行きましょう。もう少し頑張って。限界深度プラス120。エヴァ2号機プロムライフ喪失。限界深度プラス200。
桂木さん
Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
大丈夫まだいけるわ
Yeah, until you can't.
目標を映像で確認
捕獲準備。お互いに対流で流されているから接触のチャンスは
Ugh, something's gonna happen. There's no way we just get out of this normal, right? I almost hope we do. Nice. Nice.
策展開問題なし目標捕獲しました
Jesus fuck, dude. Well, this is when they hit us with it.
浮上します
About that.
今日の作戦怖かったんでしょ？
まあね、下手に手を出せばあれの二の舞です。
そうね。セカンドインパクト。
And this is what I was afraid of happening.
まずいわ。羽化を始めたのよ。計算より早すぎるわ。
Oh my god.
キャッチャーは
とても持ちません
Oh, that looks so cool.
捕獲中止。キャッチャーを破棄。
The big old bait and switch here.
しまったナイフは落としちゃったんだわ正面バラスト放出
初号機のナイフを落とすわ。受け取って。了解。
She can't see a thing, dude.
ナイフ到達まであと40。
It's straight anticipation and timing here. That is gross.
耐熱処置こんちきさ
Just hit it, just hit it.
高温高湿。これだけの極限状態に耐えてるのよ。
It's on a different level, dude.
ではどうすれば
I don't know.
さっきのやつ
なるほど。熱膨張。
冷却液の圧力をすべて3番に回して早く
Showing the intelligence. And it makes use of the study stuff, right? Ooh. Nice. Well fucking done. Not ideal, but, you know. Ugh.
せっかくやったのにやだな
Do they have something that can pull her? In that? Brother!
バカ無理しちゃって
黒はそこを左だよ
You couldn't miss out on this.
極楽極楽
Be careful, buddy. There's some crazy shit going on the other side, dude.
バカねどこ投げてんのよ
see anything.
ごめん。
もう変なとこに当てないでよね。
Oh, now you're gonna get him thinking. Okay, well.
アスカの肌ってすごく濃くしてて面白い。
なんだくすぐったい。
じゃあここは
そんなとこ触らないでよ。
いいじゃない、減るもんじゃないし。
Buddy, back up.
想像してしまった。
Alright.
恥ずかしい。
This is a big scar.
ああ、これね。セカンドインパクトの時ちょっちね。
Oh, that would explain that.
知ってるんでしょ、私のこともみんな。ま、仕事だか
Yeah,
ら
she knows a lot about people,
お
probably.
互いもう昔のことだもの。気にすることないわ。
I'm gonna let it bother me, and I would like you to fucking explain it. The magma diving is complete and went off fairly successful, I would say. While there was definitely a lot of scares and things that I think that they maybe were hoping didn't actually occur, and we didn't come out and have a completely alive version here of this angel. It wasn't perfect, right? But we were able to kind of accomplish one of the two goals, at least, for what we were going for, and it didn't end up having to cause us, you know, basically to nuke ourselves and cause an impact and all that. So overall, I mean, everything kind of went off well. It was very tense, I would say. That entire moment, felt like I went like 5 minutes without saying a word or just making noises. Like it's hard, like in that, like I didn't know what to think. We're just like slowly descending, and I'm getting more and more nervous as we're going further and further, and Masato's pushing us to go further and further, trusting in herself. And I was very on and off this episode, right? I started at the beginning like, y'all gotta just shut the fuck up and listen to her. Just do what she says. Everything's kind of working out, and you're gonna take a chance if you give up here now. Like things aren't gonna work. But at the same time, I'm sitting here and I'm watching this character that I'm growing to like a lot over the few episodes that we've known her, right? Slowly descend into the earth basically, and get to a point that like we're going past our capabilities, and seeing her just kind of fall apart and become nervous as well. This is it for her too. Like it's not looking pretty. Like I'm getting extremely nervous, and it's like, Masato, shut the fuck up, let her out. Like I don't want to do this. We'll deal with it like if it comes later. That was very on and off there, of course, but I don't know. It was. I think it's great, and I've praised it before. They do an excellent job with building these tense moments like this, especially when heat's involved. We did it with the Masato episode earlier. We did it again here. The way that we can visually display it on the screen and kind of make you feel it. The way that we can kind of like drop all sound almost and kind of really immerse you, just having like the constant ping sound that almost comes off like a heartbeat that you're feeling, like can indicate so much and be so like, I don't know, it just gets me so nervous, and it's very intense. It's a fun moment there, and then most of the rest of the episode just involves us kind of messing around and having fun, well, making do with what we kind of can, for Asuka, that is, because not being able to go on this trip and everything, of course, is a heartbreaker for her, and not exactly the things that she wants. And who knew that? One, who knew that she was smart? Absolutely, I don't think anybody would have guessed that. And she seems to be like completely fucking superhuman in some sort of way. There's a lot of things going on with her past. I mean, we talked about that last time with her mom, and why I figured that a lot of that could be indicating exactly why she is the way that she is. But at the same time, it seems as though there's like things about her that might indicate that she maybe isn't normal, if that makes sense. Whether it's like a situation where something occurs and she is older than what she kind of is, or she's like almost stuck in time. Like almost, I'm just making guesses on that, because like she's done zero, and I really mean that. She's done zero through 3 episodes now that we've met her, up until like basically this point, I guess. So 2 episodes fully. That would indicate to me at all that she is smart enough or intelligent in a way that she would be able to just be this person who's overly smart, graduating through university and all this, right? Like, especially at her age, you know, being the same exact age and being basically like 6 years, 7 years, something like that ahead of all these other kids that she's around. And I haven't basically gotten that vibe at all from her. So it makes me think, like, could we be playing with something where something occurred where she basically is kind of just stuck as she is at her age, in her form, like whatever that situation could be, causing her to be like this, but constantly still building up upon like her own intelligence and do all these things and move forward? Could she be in a situation where she has the intelligence or something kind of about her that's altered or manipulated, or something occurred that allows her to have better intelligence like in these sort of moments and these things. And I don't know like what as a result of any of this stuff kind of was. And I'm sure that we'll get plenty of answers and things that I don't have like real evidence or anything that I can really go off of and speculate here for any of these predictions or guesses and things that I'm just kind of making here. It just like it makes you wonder because I mean we'll see how that they play it, right? But it's just the idea of this girl's 14 and then she's like basically has the mental capacity of somebody who's like in their early 20s. It just, but it also doesn't indicate that to us at all through anything that she's done, and clearly has no sort of maturity, especially when it comes to being around other people and everything either. It just feels lacking in that. So it feels like there has to be almost some sort of like other supernatural almost type of thing related to it and who she actually is that will be revealed at some other point. I mean, the constant hints towards her past and everything too. So I am uncertain, I guess, but really interested to what we could do with that. We play a little bit into Masato as well, her understanding of like kind of all the people that she's around, all the people in the unit, and having to understand their past and the things too. The second impact being something that directly has impacted her. We just see the scarring as well. How exactly she got that. Is that from them having to like rip her fucking chest open and replace parts of her and like do these things? Is this a result of just like a injury that took place there that kind of had to get patched up and has left a scar? Like what exactly all of that is kind of about too, I don't know. I mean, we even see Kaji had to get all that stuff, or he missed out on a lot of opportunities and things when he was in school in the past because of the second impact occurring too when that ended up happening. So there's a lot of like slight things once again being mentioned constantly as themes throughout these episodes, but just never really being touched on or developed much past what that really is. So we have to continue. But this feels like a perfect opportunity for us to transition and go darker now. It feels like a perfect opportunity to transition and put us into whatever the next stage of this story is. And while I felt like we could have did that last episode, I think after seeing Masato and have all these people be so scared and being like, we can't like risk these things, or like trying to like cautiously do what they're doing because they can't take a chance that something else like this happens, us being expanded and opened up to like the things that have happened with a couple of the characters in the past, them being wary of like their own past in a way, expanding our relationship with somebody like Asuka a lot more, seeing the risks and everything that somebody like Masato is willing to take, how far she's willing to go to prevent something like this happening again. Clearly has to be some sort of traumatic thing, especially that occurred with her too. So all that stuff adding up over time is really indicating to me that we're gonna transition very, very soon here. Asuka gets her little outing with Kaji here, which is cute for her, I guess, right? And he just kind of treats it like a normal thing. She's able to get so excited about this trip that she's going on, buying her swimsuit and being so excited until she finds out that that's not happening. And Masato's like, hey, you gotta stick around. We need you. You know, what if something goes wrong? I mean, maybe something like that even happened before. Maybe they were aware of this kind of stuff years and years ago, and she was a part of a group, right? I mean, we could even play into it that there was a group of 3 with her, Kaji, and blonde girl, what's her name? Ritsuko, I think that's her name, something like that. We could even play into like them 3 being a part of like a previous unit of people who were like in charge or in a position that they had to kind of go out of their way and do something, and were the ones who were unable to prevent the second impact from happening and somehow got away with their lives, and now they're the ones kind of almost in charge of supervising the new groups of people and the ones kind of going out of their way and doing this. So like there's a lot that we could also play into, I guess, a little bit with them looking on as the plane goes by that they are not able to get into. Shinji just kind of gives up in that moment and also realizes like, it's part of the job, is what it is. He's just going to go out of his way and study. Asuka's still going to show off her bathing suit and everything for him to see, but he is struggling early on here to do what he's doing. We find out a lot about her and her smarts, and this is where we end up finding about like the heat and all that stuff, and the way that we're talking about expansion and everything, and how all this is gonna relate to later in the episode, of course, which is Asuka's interesting too, because she wants, so she's very, I want the attention, and I played around with what that could kind of be last time, and it could still be a variety of things, and I'm not going to repeat everything that I said previously, but once again we see it here where like she constantly is very quick to like shut down, yell at, like harass Shinji about a lot of different things, but at the same time, like still very quick to wanting to get his attention and show off for him. Wants to show off this outfit that she gets to him, right? She wants to show off her intelligence to him. We later end up getting to see that she wants to show off her abilities to somebody like Kaji. She wants to impress people around her. She wants to end up showing off and having like this praise, and having Shinji firsthand have to see her do this mission that they're on. Like there's so much going on there where she constantly is seeking approval and everything of others, or just trying to show that. And whether that's like something bad happened before and the things where she's trying to get this reassurance and have people kind of look out for her, or she's taking on this tough task in a way of her trying to seem like she is stronger and set more of an example for others, or whatever it could be. Variety of other things too. We do have to just kind of keep note of all that to come. We end up doing our test here, and the descent doesn't work out too well, ends up kind of breaking at 1200. So the fact that we go to like 18 or 19 when we end up putting Asuka in later is fucking insane to me. Having this meeting, of course, everybody being so nervous about how dangerous and all this can end up being, but we have to keep pushing on and doing whatever that we can. So also interesting, I guess, the idea of the angels and the ways that they're formed. And while we've toyed around with little bits and pieces of that, still unfamiliar. I mean, it seems like they take these tiny forms like this, right? And then at some point are able to expand due to something and kind of grow themselves, which is what we see when it's underwater there. I mean, and it would make sense in the same form that Adam ended up being in when we found it too. So where exactly did they come from? It's not like they're just being dropped out the fucking sky or something. So, I mean, we can see that they're growing, I mean, basically within the core of the earth at this point. At least one of them is down there, but is that exactly where they're coming from? And all of them are finding a way to come up and out through something that kind of provokes them? Or are they just being created and manufactured almost through somebody and being lost from others, or being planted in like these spots, or what exactly like the makeup and everything of them is too? Like lots of things to still wonder and question, and that's exactly what they're trying to figure out by getting a live version in this moment. It's also cool to see growth a little bit on Shinji's part, having this where we're talking about like everyone having to get into the suits and him just like almost being accepting of the idea of thinking that it's going to be him when it clearly isn't. And then later as well, of him being so willing to like just jump in and be the backup and be prepared to like do anything, and put himself at risk like for these others and everything. Like he's definitely seeing growth and not wanting to like cry and complain about like being within this. So it's pretty cool to firsthand kind of see that. Rey's interesting too. I thought that they were just, because the way that they were framing the sequence made it seem like they were just gonna be like, oh, we're gonna put Rey at risk because it's the most dangerous fucking job that we can do, so we don't want to lose like the people who are gonna be more important, and also people who have the units that aren't just like these prototypes and everything. That would make sense to me. So Rey's been on the back burner for a little bit, which makes sense. Introduction of Asuka and us having to understand and grow attached to her, so you're gonna kind of put somebody on the back in the background here, right? One of the characters has to get sidelined for a little bit, and now we can kind of play into and bring all of them together if we want going forward. But it also makes plenty of sense. The relationship that Shinji's dad has with Rey, the way that he feels and all that stuff too. Of course, he might be more protective of the things and the missions and stuff that we kind of put her on and the situations that we put her in. Also, the fact that she does have the most bare bones prototype version of one of these Evas, that a lot of these jobs probably can't be conducted and done because of that. So we're using her more so just like if we really need her to do these simple things that like we don't want to put in harm's way of the others, which I mean would make plenty of sense why we're not. I just hope that we really bring her a little bit more into the fold. Asuka blowing up here is fucking crazy. I love that. Really funny. Also just happened to be put in like this big ass suit and everything too. Makes for some really, really funny moments. And then the descent basically begins at this moment. We find a little bit out as well that the UN's basically going to blow the fuck out of us here with all of these depth charges and everything. And I wonder if that's indicating like anything similar to kind of what occurred with the second impact itself, through to like a failure and an attempt to stop everything at whatever cost. We end up having to do something like that, which costs probably taking a lot of lives as well, and a lot of land at the cost of that. So I wonder, I mean, I'm assuming all of that's kind of related a bit. Her jumping in here is really funny too. Reference back to exactly the way that she kind of launched off into the pool and everything earlier too. And then just a lot of silence, just constantly descending, her being like very starred and not really worried either, kind of having this faith and this trust in Masato while being a little bit nervous, I guess you could say, because she's not really finding anything. And we constantly descend as we make this the most intense moment. We end up claiming this thing. We get what we want as we see parts of her suit and everything are slowly starting to break until we get to a point that she can't hold on any longer and it gives up, completely fearing that her alive is going to be lost in the process here until Shinji ended up jumping in along the way. Some other really cool stuff and things that happen within it. I mean, dropping of the knife and then Shinji having to like throw it in and her catch it, and the timing of all that stuff. Like some pretty cool stuff I think that would go down in there. Pen gets a lot of focus still throughout the episode. He's probably not going to be used for anything of importance, but just having him in here just to be a character also makes those talking scenes like we have at the beginning where we're explaining things to like Shinji and Asuka like so much more interesting, because we can just see like what random shit he's getting up to around the house, as opposed to like just constantly flashing back and forth between our two characters talking. I think works really well. Shinji overhears some stuff that would just absolutely fills the boy up. And I mean, it's natural. It makes plenty of sense. We see the scarring on Masato, which we talked about already a little bit, and we will learn more hopefully as we continue. Cool episode. Definitely explores some stuff, and I think like closes almost a chapter and sets some stuff to come up. I would say probably, I gotta be honest, probably my least favorite episode of the entire thing. I just felt like we were kind of static with so much of what we were doing. Like the 7th episode, say, I think it was like at the time, like something I remember coming out of it and not being like too in love with it, but then the more I thought about it and reflected on it, was like there's so much more presented. Like Masato, like the first time we get to see so many different sides and things of her, whereas this episode I feel like a lot of that stuff we've seen before and it's just represented in different ways here, and we do get to see firsthand some other stuff with Shinji and growth out of him, which is pretty cool, but a lot of focus not necessarily on him throughout this, and it just kind of feels like a transition for us to set up into what is to come, and just to allow viewers and each other of the characters basically to grow more attached to each other, leading into what is to come. So hopefully we get a lot of good stuff going forward. Though I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. They do mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. Leave a comment. This is a series. I'll be back for episode 11 very soon. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.